the 2020 budget hearing for 21's budget. And to start this off, do we have any comments, corrections, objections, or concerns about the proposed budget? I should take a few minutes and look it over. How many vehicles do you have, Cody, all total?
Count my head.
That means we have too many.
So 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count the side-by-side. So you got the side-by-side and the Humvee. So there's 6 patrol vehicles. That Kia that like the boys are taking to the academy right now, and then the Humvee and the side-by-side.
I'm just looking for allocations here for vehicles.
And the two Explorers are getting well beyond 100,000 miles, so that's what I need to replace next.
Are you going to go for a new vehicle after the first of the year?
Yes.
Might be the time to get rid of them things.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I have the money in the equipment reserve, but usually I also have a budget. This year I gave that up, not knowing what was going to go on with tax, sales tax and stuff. I gave up buying one this year, so that put me a year behind. But
Yeah.
irregardless of whether we're able to budget that or not, I have the money in the equipment reserve to buy one.
Okay.
Or I should.
Well, yeah.
According to my math, I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Terry. There's one more I forgot about the part-time kid. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just trying to add in my head. It doesn't work very well.
That one's not going anywhere for a long time.
It's still tagged and insured, right?
Yes, still tagging insurance.
I don't know, when you look at it in paper, how many vehicles we actually control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy cow, that's quite a fleet for...
Well, as we discussed on Saturday, if something happens there, we'll be getting rid of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So how did you handle this before you took on the city?
How did I handle?
Well, there was something we were going to
It's
talk
been
about.
added into
It's been added into his budget.
his budget, yeah.
Yeah,
Something I didn't know about.
yeah,
It's been added.
yeah.
Well, I see it went up. And I
Yeah,
just,
that's why.
The way it works, I don't know how it transfers from there, but the city gives us a check, I believe, is it every month or every quarter? I think it's every month. And I take it down to the treasurer's office, and she puts it into a reimbursement fund. And then I don't know how the money's transferred from the reimbursement fund into my budget. That's beyond me. Money, that's what happens to the money, so.
and it went up about 80,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about what the contract.
which is, you put it in some other line items too.
Yeah,
some-
yeah, I broke it down by the line item. It's not just a 80,000 plus.
Well, I know there was we talked about it, but you were gonna visit with him, or,
I'll do it whichever way the auditor wants to do it. That was just the simplest for me to do the math, was to do it that way.
And obviously, he didn't have concerns. He never said anything.
are you getting close on your jail care?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I get the receipts this month if we're not. If we haven't hit it. But that's one of those line items, you know, we still make decisions, but, you know, somebody's, like, we got a guy in for aggravated assault and kidnapping. That's not something that you can just say, no, we're not gonna arrest them today for. You know, so it's kind of one of those, your hands is forced a lot of times. So, and we've let people out of jail that, you know, we're like, well, let's let them out. We're sure they'll go to court and everything else. That, you know, there's decisions that are made budgetorially sometimes. It's sad that we have to do that, but that's what we have to do.
Well, we lowered the jail care.
Well, we lowered the jail care because I took out some of the money that we use out of the jail care budget for the juveniles, because they're not taking juveniles like they used to. So we took a risk and took some of the money out of juveniles to try to find a way to cut the budget down a little bit. The adult jailing amount stayed the same. The deduction you're seeing is from the juveniles. Because it's
Yeah.
harder and harder to get a juvenile actual for them to accept them into juvenile detention nowadays.
Should have we moved it into adult?
He has the ability to move that around.
If
Yeah,
we
that's
want to,
one of those.
I guess, Roger, my deal is I was just trying to find a way to present a budget that had some cuts in there. And I thought, well, the juvenile we don't use that much, so I cut some of it. If you guys feel it's prudent looking at the current jail budget, to keep the jail budget the same as it was last year, but move all that money to the adults, I'm fine with that. That's your guys' decision. But like I said, I was just trying to find a way to submit a budget to show that we did have ways we could cut some money.
Well, if we'd run short, does it come out of general?
I believe it does.
Yeah,
It would have to.
They just transfer. He said in the past that it's one of those that you're never going to be able to guess what it's going
Well,
to
I
be.
know
So
that.
they just transfer the money at the end of the year over and over.
So in 19, you had right at $50,000. For 20 this year, it was 80,000. Next year, 75,000. That
On the
sound,
jail care. Yeah.
does that sound about right?
I don't see this issue with DOC changing anytime soon.
Yeah. Because they're strapped too. I mean, they're. Willie, Roger, you got any concerns or?
No, I'm fine.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. I need a motion to go ahead and to approve and adopt the 2021 budget as proposed.
I so moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Thank you. That helped.
Kind of hard to remember how to do something when you do it once a year.
Especially when you're my age.
No, she doesn't.
She's got, okay. Okay, I need a motion for an
Yeah.
adjournment of the budget hearing.
Motion,
Go ahead.
motion for adjournment of the budget hearing.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so that takes care of the budget hearing for this year. And I believe we're up to Dan. Good morning, Dan. Are you as sore as I am?
Hey, Jerry,
Yeah.
since I need to go to that hearing, can we go ahead and do it?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Dan. We're going to bump Cody in if that's all right with you, just for a few minutes. Okay. How much time do you think you'll need to
I
explain
think
this?
10 minutes, I can get it moved out.
Okay. Need 10 minutes of executive session for non-elected personnel.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Rodney, executive session for 10 minutes.
Okay.